Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you very much for joining me in Ultimate Party Week. This is 7 days back-to-back projects that you can make all sorts of beautiful things for a party, and you can find 7 more corresponding projects in an online class on my blog. And because it's Ultimate, we have been working with one theme all week, but you can find 4 more themes and all of the projects to go with it also on my blog. So that is 70 projects. 70 all made, all photographed and all for you to see. But I've been promising you all week that I would tell you why I have been working with Coastal Cabana, and that's because today's my birthday and it's my 40th birthday, which is I suppose kind of a major birthday. And I've chosen these colours because my lovely husband and children have bought me a couple of bracelets from Tiffany, and although I'm filming this ahead of time, I knew what I was getting because I chose them. And it's some teardrop bracelets to match some beautiful Tiffany things that I've already got. And I love Tiffany colours. What girl doesn't love Tiffany colours? So these are what they've bought me, and you know, they're lovely. So that's why I worked on the theme. But this particular one here, I used the cake box. This is what I'm calling a cake box because, you know, at an elegant ladies' party you'd only want a small cake, small piece of cake. But I decided to make it because I love these boxes. I love them with the separated lids, but I wanted it slightly smaller. And it's got a belly band that freestands and a lid, pops on and off, and I'm going to show you how to make it now. I can slide that back on. Oops. It's essentially, it's a 2 by 2 by 2 inch box, which is 5 by 5 by 5 centimetres. So it's one I've made before, but I've never decorated it in this way before. So you need some pieces of cardstock. You need 3 that we're going to put through the on the Simply Scored. Let me just pop that out of the way. I will put all of the details on my blog for you as ever. So your first one for your base, this is for the box bottom. It needs to be 6 by 6 inches, which is 15 by 15 centimetres, and you score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. And in metric, that's 5 centimetres on all 4 sides. And your lid, which I've taken the silver foil, this needs to measure 4 1/16 of an inch by 4 1/16 of an inch, or 10.2 by 10.2 centimetres, and you score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And it needs to be that 1/16 of an inch bigger on the sides so that it will slip easily over the top of your box. And then the belly band is 3/4 of an inch wide by 9 inches long, which is 2 centimetres by 22.5, and in order to get it to fit round, you score it at 1 3/8 of an inch, 3 1/2 inches, 5 5/8 of an inch, and 7 3/4 of an inch, which is 3.5, 8.7, 13.9 and 19.2 centimetres. And then, just because I've got my notes in front of me, while I remember, a little bit for the top, 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 square, 4 by 4 centimetres. So let's start putting all of these together. So you fold the base, and there's a particular way you need to cut into the box bottom so that it folds neatly. Hold the lid while we're here. I'm not going to fold the belly band just yet. So with the box bottom, so that you don't have too much bulk on the same side, you're going to cut into each corner. So you cut up one line, notch out, and then chop a bit off, and it doesn't matter how much. And then you turn it 90 degrees and do the same. Because if I had gone over that way, I would have 2 pieces folding in over there, and it would just be too bulky and it just wouldn't be pretty. So keep rotating round. Oops, and keep dropping it on your table. And then that means that when we close it up, each side panel is going to have 1 overlapping layer. So I'm going to move those. I'm going to do the little box, the little lid even, but this is, I'm going to do this in the traditional way. So up and notch into the squares, and up a notch in, and that's the traditional way that you would fold up a box. But like I say, I couldn't do that because you'd end up with 3 layers of card on one side and 1 on the other, and it would bulk and bulge, and it just wouldn't look good. So, okay, so I'm going to do the box bottom. I'm just going to use snail for speed, and you come into these funny shaped panels, all of them, and apparently put snail on your grid paper while you're at it. It's going to cause me a problem in a bit, isn't it? I'm going to stick myself to that. And you just fold in and line up your sides. And you keep doing that all the way round. All done. And then the lid, we want something stronger because this is foil and it's beautiful, but you do need something stronger, so I'm going to use sticky strip, just little pieces. And you put these on these squares but close to the score line, close to that part there. And again, all the way round on all of them. Let us hope that the sticky strip plays today and it doesn't fight me. Oh, that's one that's working. Oh, that's not too bad. Well, the backing is going to join the party. Ha! Party week. There we go. And fold up the sides. And there we go, and by having that 1/16 of an inch bigger, slips perfectly over the top. That's not falling off, but it's not buckling the sides, so you haven't got a bend in there. Right, do the belly band, so just gently fold all of these. Grab a couple of glue dots, it's going to wrap all the way round, it's going to be pretty much the same either way. A couple of glue dots on one end, and you sit it on the top like that, fold it round and round, it just meets, but it will slip freely on and off. The little square, the 1.5 by 1.5 inch square, which is 4 by 4 centimetres, will have 2 Stampin' dimensionals and put them in the middle on a horizontal line, because we want this to stick to the belly band. So make sure that's in the centre, so that that is also free moving. And then got some little scrapper bits of cardstock, and I've got ready prepped teeny tiny sentiments, and I've chosen the sweet treats because this, you know, it could be a cake box, or you could fill it with sweeties and things, you know, or, you know, maybe use it as a gift box. But I'm using, I've said it, I can't remember if I've said it in this video, I filmed a lot of videos at this point. I have, that's not very good, I have deliberately restricted myself to the numbers of stamp sets that I'm using throughout. I've lost my oval punch. What have I done with that? Oh, it's there, it's in front of me. I've restricted the number of stamp sets I've used and the punches to ones that I think most people would either have or would be able to, you know, basically I haven't used 30 different stamp sets and 15 different punches throughout this week. I've kept it to a minimum. Right, I need Petite Petals punch. I have 3 flowers and the little 4-pointed flower from the Itty Bitty Shapes punch pack. I'll have 3 of those as well. Give them some lift. Put them all on here. And just push with the back of your paper piercer into them. Grab some rhinestones. Where did I put those? Oops. Just into the middle of all of them. And by keeping it on the piercing mat, it means that I'm not, now that I've made the 3D shape of the flowers, I'm not squishing it back out again if I put them flat. And then I'm going to put this directly onto the card, the black panel. And then these, I'm going to pop these all up with mini glue dots. My favourites. Love a mini glue dot. Do you know what? I probably should have done this before it was actually on there. But that would have been sensible. That one on there. And then these little ones that are so pretty. There's something delicate and lovely about these little flowers. And there we go. That is my Tiffany box, Tiffany colour themed box for cakes, for sweets, for gifts, for treats. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and that would be my phone. Bye.